Tell me who you are.
Okay.
What do you do?
Sure. My name is Mary Duffy. I work for the Danny Did Foundation. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I live just a few blocks from Danny Stanton. Danny was a 4-year-old boy who was having seizures at night and was taken by something called SUDEP, sudden unexpected death in epilepsy. At that time, when Danny had passed, his parents had never heard of that word and were not aware of the risk of SUDEP. They were warned about some risks, watching him lie in water, wearing a helmet when riding a bike, but for some reason this extremely important risk was omitted from conversations.
Yeah.
When Danny passed, we learned the word and then did our own research and actually met with quite a few doctors to find out why they were not discussing SUDEP with patients, caregivers, and decided at the time that there was a communication gap. So we're willing to fill that gap until everybody is aware of this risk. I do that because Danny's mom asked me to help her give other families a chance she feels she didn't have because she was not aware of this risk. You can't fight something you do not know exists.
Yes.
So that's what we do. We do it for Danny. And then also we found that there are devices, that technology that can alert someone when they're having a seizure. Therefore, if a child's alone in his bed and having a seizure, a device can sound an alarm so mom and dad or caregiver can come to the room. Same for a spouse. Especially true for people who live alone and might have a seizure, and then therefore maybe the next door neighbor can be alerted, a parent, another family member. Make sure a safety check. What we've learned is that intervention is key. Getting to the person during as soon as possible, so that things don't escalate. So what we do is we provide grants for families because technology is expensive, and they might not be able to afford whether it's a watch or a mattress pad or a video camera that picks up motion. Most devices pick up motion, repetitive motion that mimic a seizure and sound an alarm. I'm here today to meet everyone and to make sure that our message is heard loud and clear, and hopefully we can educate and meet new families and raise awareness. And maybe they are interested in a device and didn't know about it. And we also were lucky enough, thanks to, we have wonderful donors and supporters, to bring 20 families to Disneyland that would not be able to come here on their own. So we're really happy about that, and we hope to be able to continue that each and every year because this is an absolutely amazing event. All this education, all this support from so many different, from doctors and hospitals and researchers and foundations and other nonprofits, all in one place, is key.
So if patients want to get more support and families want to get support, how do they contact you?
Sure.
And how do they get involved with fundraising as well as having a chance to come to Epilepsy Awareness?
Sure. Okay, so you can find us at www.dannydid.org. That's our first place, kind of to introduce you to Danny, introduce you to the technology that I mentioned, introduce you to Disneyland, Epilepsy Awareness Day, Disneyland, and then they can contact us. There's a contact us button, as well as my email you can find online, and tell us your story, and we can work with an application, give you an application, and take it from there. Yeah.
And as you're a partner, Danny Did Foundation is a partner of Epilepsy Awareness Day.
Yes.
Why did you become a partner of this event?
We met Brad and Candy, gosh, was it 7 years ago now? We are such a family-centric foundation. We speak in layman terms, we speak mother to mother, father to father, friend to friend, and that's what this is. So as soon as we heard, wow, this is going to be a chance for families to get involved, a lot of times, unfortunately, and I don't know the answer to this, but a lot of the developments in the epilepsy world are kind of kept up here, maybe within doctors communicating with each other, but they're not trickling down to us. And here is a chance for you to just walk from booth to booth to booth and receive an education and that you might not receive, you definitely wouldn't be able to receive if you were not at the event. So we knew we had to be part of it, and we were so honored that they thought of us, and honored to be here every year because it's amazing what they can accomplish. Yeah.
Okay, so finally, so I want to talk a bit more about SUDEP. So we've mentioned what it is. How do families how do they become protected against SUDEP?
Right.
And how do they educate their doctors?
Right. Okay. Good. So we don't know the cause of SUDEP. That's our ultimate goal, of course, is a cure for epilepsy and to figure out SUDEP. But we feel that until that time, our goal is to keep you safe. So what we do is encourage those conversations. Maybe you've heard SUDEP from a foundation, or maybe you found it on the social groups, the Facebook groups, and things like that. Not being afraid to go to the doctor and say, okay, I've learned of this word, I've learned of this risk. What can I do to reduce that? And the simple answer is you want to reduce the amount of seizures that you're having. So some people might take it a little more seriously. I am going to take my medicine on time. I'm not going to skip my doctor appointment. I'm going to avoid my triggers. I'm going to get my sleep. Because they're now aware that there is a larger risk out there, and that it's just important to really take care of yourself. Some families have children who are teenagers or young adults in college, and if they are not aware of this risk, and I've had a college student say to me, I feel extremely blessed because I did not know, and I took some risks. I didn't go to bed. I studied all night long, and I knew I was risking a seizure, but now I understand I was risking more than that by not getting the proper sleep, because that was her trigger. So that education helped her, and she changed her lifestyle because of that. But you have to talk about it so that people are aware.
So thank you for talking to us, Mariann.
Sure, of course. Always a pleasure.
For people viewers to go to dannydid.org and to keep on supporting the foundation, that's going to be really fantastic. You do amazing work.
Thank you.
Supporting
Thank
people
you.
like
So do
with
you.
epilepsy.
So do you.
So thank you for talking to us.
All right. Thank you.